Hey everyone, I'm Katie Daryl, and today we are at home and social with the Grammy-winning, Emmy-winning, Golden Globe-winning songwriter, Diane Warren. Diane, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Like so many people in the music business, it seems you fell in love with music and songwriting when you saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, right?
Yeah, I think that was kind of one of those moments that were a million, like billions of musical hearts were set on fire from that, right?
So then fast forward, you become a successful songwriter and get to work with Paul and Ringo. Were you just like pinching yourself?
That was, I'm still pinching myself. That was a pretty amazing thing. I mean, that, like, because Ringo asked me for a song and I'd written Here's to the Nights and kind of didn't know what to, a lot of my really best songs I don't know what to do with, because they have to wait for the right voice to claim it, really. Mm-hmm. And when he asked me, for a song, I thought, oh my God, Here's to the Nights. Like, what if we get, your old friends, Paul McCartney, that's all I could think about. And let's get some new friends, let's get, get, and so he got Paul McCartney first, and I couldn't believe that. And I still can't believe that, I still listen to it because I can't believe there are two Beatles singing my songs. I'm the biggest Beatles fan in the world, and then we got people on it, we got Chris Stapleton and Sheryl Crow and Dave Grohl and Lenny Kravitz, and Joe Walsh, a bunch of other people. I'm leaving out, a bunch of people that are on there. But it was pretty amazing. But just the fact that I have two Beatles on it, that will never be a pinch me moment.
Let's go ahead and talk about the latest and greatest. Your debut album, Diane Warren, The Cave Sessions, Volume 1. Dare I ask and jump ahead and say, is there already a Volume 2 in the works?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't even get everything on this album. This is the first time I've ever, done a record with my name on it, but the artists are doing all the work. Yeah. So that part, didn't change. But this is what a DJ does. This is what, the DJ Khaled's of the world and David Guetta or, Mark Ronson or whoever that does, those DJ producers that put together, curate, a group of records or songs. And I thought, no songwriter's really done that. Let me be the one to do that. And I write in such a diverse, group of styles. Most songwriters write in one, genre, and they write, in the hip hop world or country or Latin or, rock. And I've kind of, been in, all those worlds. And I thought, let's bring that all together. Let's find artists from, all genres of music and let them all be represented and tie them together with hopefully great songs.
Some of the artists on your debut album include Celine Dion, John Legend, Carlos Santana.
With G-Eazy, which is a really cool, weird pairing.
Tell me about how a song picks an artist.
It's like casting, for a movie, and sometimes you can go against type, or sometimes you could try weird things, I wrote She's Fire, mm-hmm. the Santana G-Eazy song, and I wrote it thinking Santana, because I wrote this little guitar riff at the end of the chorus that mm-hmm. I wanted Santana to play, and I'd never worked with Carlos before, so I reached out to him first, even before I thought of who the vocalist would be, and he loved the song and put his amazing guitar, and I was like hearing that, just kind of, it was kind of like, I'm so lucky that I get to work with not only great new artists, but I get to work with legendary artists, whether it's, right. Ringo and Paul McCartney or Carlos Santana, or Herbie Hancock, who I just recently did a song with, and then get to work with G-Eazy and Ty Dolla $ign and people like that are on my record. But back to the Santana song, I didn't know who the vocalist would be, and I was trying to figure it out, and a friend of mine called me and said, you need to meet my friend G-Eazy. And I'm like, oh, he'd be so great, for She's Fire. It would be so different for him because, he's a rapper. He doesn't usually sing. But I had just had a little inkling that he could put the swag that it needed. Like that song didn't need an amazing vocalist. It's not that kind of song. But it needed swag, and not everybody has swag. And, G-Eazy does. And my friend gave me his number. I texted him, told him about the song and Carlos. He said, yes. I go, no, wait, you haven't heard the song yet. You might not like it. But he said yes, not because of me, but he said yes because of Carlos, of course.
Sure.
But I sent him the song and he loved it and literally went in the studio, and worked really hard on getting, a great vocal, and it's just, I can't imagine anybody else pairing Carlos with on that song than G-Eazy, and it's fantastic.
How do you go about finding new artists and voices and just making sure that you stay current with what's happening on the scene? Do you have like a process?
I stay current. I listen to what's going on. I'm always listening because I have to, because I want to stay current and stay relevant. You can't, not listen to what's going on. It's not about chasing trends. It's just about being aware. There's certain things that have to be said a little differently. There's, you just have to acclimate, but yet a great song's a great song, but yet within that great song, you can, do things that sound current, And so I've always worked with current artists. I wanted this record to be, to showcase all that too. So yeah, I wanted Celine, who I'm proud of writing a lot of great songs for, and I wanted her on this record. But then I could put Ty Dolla $ign on here.
LP. Let's talk about LP.
LP's great, and that song's a lot of people's favorite song on the album, Domino. It's just a cool, weird spaghetti western kind. I don't even know what kind of song that song is. But I really thought that LP would be a great artist for it.
And that whistle that she does, it's so perfect.
Yeah, she's one of those singers, like to me, a great singer isn't if you're a virtuoso. To me, a great singer is if I know who you are, from one note. You know what I mean? Just like Carlos Santana, a guitar player, one note, right? That's Carlos. LP's singing, that no one sounds like her,
For those of you just joining us, I'm Katie Daryl, and she is Diane Warren. Her debut album is called Diane Warren, The Cave Sessions, Volume 1. I got to ask, is The Cave, is that a studio, or is this the iconic office that we've heard about that you have?
It's my disgusting writing office.
Can you describe the office to us? Like, what's the vibe?
I don't know, piles of cassettes and a lot of dirt. And
Cassettes? Wait, are you recording on cassettes?
I don't listen to music on cassettes. I just use it as a writing tool.
Okay.
We have a really good studio here that we don't record on 8-tracks or cassettes. So, but I just use it because it's there, and I've always used a cassette and a Walkman.
You've had the opportunity to work with so many great artists, and their names get to come up like casually in conversation, I'm sure, when you're talking to people about like your day at the office. Toni Braxton, Aerosmith, LeAnn Rimes. Do you ever stop yourself and realize these iconic names that are rolling off your tongue?
They don't usually roll off my tongue. I'm always kind of like what I'm doing now. Like I don't really think about what I've done. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of like, my rear view mirror doesn't work a lot.
Since you've had the opportunity to work with so many cool people, I'd like to maybe say their name and you give me an adjective that you think of when I say that name. Let's go ahead and start with Aerosmith, Steven Tyler.
Badass.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Cool.
Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. He's an iconic artist. He's a great singer. He's a rock star.
Okay, give me an adjective for Beyonce.
God, what is Beyonce? That's another badass. Beyonce, another iconic badass. Hard worker. Yeah. She has that work ethic that she'll be around forever, So Beyonce's a great artist. I mean, both those artists are great artists.
An adjective for Belinda Carlisle.
Funny, I was just texting her. I love Belinda Carlisle. Belinda Carlisle, another icon, The Go-Go's were a great group.
Most definitely. I loved that album, Soup to Nuts. What did you think about it when you heard it and heard the songs and artists that had written for Belinda in front of your song or after your song?
I just love that record. I remember when it went gold, I had to buy my own gold record.
Really?
I did, yeah. But still it went gold. I don't care. It's all good.
And where do you keep all the gold albums?
They're in my office somewhere. I mean, they're like on walls and shit.
Can I ask about Milli Vanilli? Did you get dragged into their scandal because you actually wrote Blame It on the Rain?
I didn't get dragged into it. I wasn't, pretending I was singing a song. I wrote a great song for a really great record. That whole album had great songs on it.
When the Milli Vanilli scandal did hit, how did that make you feel? You had written Blame It on the Rain. Did you feel tricked, duped, violated?
No, I mean, I didn't feel violated. 'Cause again, I did what I did. I wrote a great song for a group. I didn't do it. Wasn't my scandal.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was too bad that the people that sang it didn't get the credit. To be honest, but again, that wasn't my. I did my thing. I was supposed to do. I did.
I'm going to go ahead and brag on you for a minute. You were the first songwriter in Billboard magazine history to have 7 hits at the same time by 7 different artists. Do you even remember which 7 artists those were?
I have no idea. I think one of them was How Do I Live? But I don't know. It's exciting, all this info, but I'm so focused on now. My memory is so bad with stuff like that. But what were the other songs? If you asked me to, I don't know. I have no clue.
You write songs on your keyboard. So when you travel, do you travel with your keyboard?
Yeah, I have a keyboard put wherever I go, but I don't travel. Pandemic, I haven't gone anywhere. But even like pre-pandemic, I don't travel a lot. I like to stay in town. I don't like getting on a plane, especially now. But yeah, if I travel, I'll always have a keyboard.
Let's go ahead and rewind to your childhood. Did you take music lessons growing up?
Well, I didn't take piano lessons. I taught myself to play piano when I was about 18. So I didn't study. I'm all self-taught. Everything I do is self-taught.
There are so many people on the music scene right now. Is there a new artist, a new voice that you've heard that has inspired you and that you're kind of working towards creating something for?
There's lots of people I hear. Not one artist, to be honest, but they find me or I find them.
Is there a secret to your success? Is there a secret to your writing process?
I show up. My process is this. I show up and I put in the work. I write the song and figure out who the best artist is for it. But a lot of times then I go on to the next song and I forget about that song. So it's casting.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Katie Daryl, and we are at home and social with Diane Warren. Diane has out a debut album. It's called Diane Warren, The Cave Sessions, Volume 1. Diane, when did you decide to start working on this album, and how long did it take, soup to nuts?
Yeah, I thought about it a few years ago and got really serious about it. It just was an exciting idea, and it just took, then the pandemic actually, instead of making it harder, it made it easier because I could reach out, to artists easier. No one was on the road, so it was kind of easy to find people, but I've been thinking about it for a few years. I remember when I was up for one of my lost Oscars, I was up against Gaga, who I wrote Till It Happens to You, actually, and 5 years ago I won an Emmy, 5 years ago today, for that song. But anyways, the year that Gaga and Mark Ronson won for their song, I was up against them with another song, and I was telling Mark about, hey, I want to do this kind of thing. He said, what took you so long? So that's when I was first starting to think about that. And then I started getting really serious about it and, thought what a cool outlet and what a cool thing to be able to curate this. And people really, really, love the record, and it's interesting to see what people's favorite songs are. It's all different. But I'm really excited. Seaside, the first single, we just hit 6 million views in 2 weeks today. That's really exciting.
Well, there you have it. That is Diane Warren. Her new debut album is out now. It is called Diane Warren, The Cave Sessions, Volume 1. Make sure you grab a copy. Hey there. Thanks for watching Access TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know. Just let us know what your favorite Access TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I'd like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.